Mr. Allen here. Time to math. We're going to write the equation of the ellipse in standard form given this graph, that beautiful blue graph. All right, let's go. So we got to get some pieces parts in order to fill in this equation, right? So let's first off start with our equation standard form with all of our variables, right? Well, this one is a major axis going vertically, so our a is going to need to be associated with that y. So I'm going to have x minus h quantity squared over b squared in this case plus, and then it's going to be y minus k quantity squared over a squared in this case equals 1. Since my major axis is vertical, it's longer going up and down, that a value is associated with the y. Now, let's get our center. Okay, so it's going to be at 3, -1, it looks like from this graph, 3, -1. My vertices, let's see here, my vertices are going to be these guys right here and right here, right? Because they're on my major axis. So it's going to be 3, comma, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, comma, 6, and then it looks like it's all the way down. It's going to be 3, comma, -8. Now, how about my co-vertices? Well, that's going to be at, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -1. So 8, comma, -1. And the other one there is at -2, -1. So -2, comma, -1. Doesn't matter which order you put them in. All right, usually we'll also separate our answers with a comma. We'll get to our foci in just a sec here. I'm going to write our equation in standard form. And I'll just do that by replacing some of these here if I can carefully get them out of the way, right? Okay. So now it's going to be x minus h, so x minus 3, and then y minus -1, so plus 1. And then the length. What is my length of the minor axis right here? Well, this length right here looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my b value, so that'd be 25 then right here, because 5 squared is 25. And then this length right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 squared is going to be 49. So there we go for what we have underneath that y. All right. So then how do we find our foci? Our foci are going to be on that major axis, right? Well, I'm going to have to do the 49 squared, or sorry, 7 squared, which is 49, minus the 5 squared, which is 25, equals my c squared. I've already got them squared. Why not just leave them, right? So now I've got 49 minus 25, which gives me 24 equals c squared. Now I got a square root on both sides. So what I'm going to have here is, let's see, if we break this down, we're going to have 4 and 6. So that's going to be 2 root 6 for my c value. All right, that c value is important and going to play a role in finding my foci. So first off, let's get a quick decimal approximation of 2 root 6 or square root of 24. So it's about 4.898, so about 4.9 for C. So I'm going to go up almost 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. There's a foci, one of my foci. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost at 5. There we go. So that's where my two foci are. What are those coordinates going to be? We like to keep things exact in math. So for my first coordinate of the one focus will end up being 3 for my x, and then what's going to change for my y? Well, I'm moving from that -1, so it's going to be -1, and I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up the 2 root 6, so plus 2 root 6. And then my other coordinate is still going to have 3, and it's going to have -1, but I'm going to go down 2 root 6, that c value. I'm going to go down 2 root 6. All right, so those are my two coordinates of my foci. You actually can also write them. Most will accept this. I know I would, because I want to save some time, you know what I'm saying? Plus or minus 2 root 6. Woo! I like that. I like that. That's a time saver right there, you know what I'm saying? All right, that was pretty great. That was pretty great. Well, there we go. We got our graph. We've got all those blanks filled in, center, vertices, co-vertices, and foci. Got them all plotted there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys have a good one. See ya.